Dear Mr. Secretary General, dear guests, ladies and gentlemen, welcome, Mr. Secretary General. I'm very glad to see you in Azerbaijan. Thank you for accepting my invitation and visiting us. I have very good memories of our last meeting in Brussels more than 2 years ago, and now we continue our dialogue. NATO-Azerbaijan partnership already has a long history of more than 30 years of good partnership. Azerbaijan participated in peacekeeping operations in Kosovo, in Afghanistan, and that was a great experience for us. Our military servicemen were among the last of coalition forces in Afghanistan to leave that country in the end of August 2021, so this once again demonstrates our strong commitment to our cooperation. Reforms in our armed forces lead to good results. We are modernizing our defense capability, and today can demonstrate high level of professionalism. During many years of our discussions, we always talked about occupation of Azerbaijani lands by Armenia, but now, for more than 3 years, this issue is out of the topics of discussions because Azerbaijan restored its territorial integrity and sovereignty during the Second Karabakh War of 2020 and during the last September's anti-terror operation. So now full sovereignty over the territory of the country is restored, and this is a good demonstration of how protracted conflicts can be resolved. The conflict was resolved by military political means. We used our right for self-defense based on UN Charter, and today we are in an active phase of peace talks with Armenia. During my last visit to Brussels at the press conference, I raised that issue and said that Azerbaijan made such a proposal and we expect Armenia to respond. Once again, I'd like to say that it was our initiative to start peace negotiations, and now we had already 7 rounds of exchange of comments with Armenian counterparts on draft peace agreement. And the recent meeting of the foreign ministers and also meeting of the deputy prime ministers on the issue of border delimitation demonstrate that there is a good chance for settlement. And as I said relatively recently, we are now closer to peace than ever before, because during the times of occupation, unfortunately, negotiations did not lead to any result. Actually, for 28 years, Minsk group of OSCE did not produce any result. But now, as a result of restoration of territorial integrity of Azerbaijan, we are very close, I think, and I hope, to have a breakthrough. And that will be a very serious geopolitical change in the Caucasus. That will mean that peace will come to the Caucasus, and long-awaited peace. Today we also discussed the issue of energy security with Mr. Secretary General. I informed him that since we met last time in Brussels, 2 more NATO member states became our partners with respect to natural gas supply. And today Azerbaijan is exporting natural gas to 8 countries. 6 of them are member states of NATO, 2 partners to NATO. And I'm sure that in the coming years, the number of our partners will grow. European Commission calls Azerbaijan a reliable partner and a pan-European gas supplier. And this is, of course, a big advantage and also big responsibility. And also I informed Mr. Secretary General about our green transition agenda. Azerbaijan was unanimously selected as a host country for COP29. This is a sign of recognition of our efforts on green transition, having rich natural resources, fossil fuel. We invest largely, together with our partners, to renewable sources. And I invited Mr. Secretary General to visit us this November in any capacity and to be part of our important conference. Once again, Mr. Secretary General, thank you for being with us and wish you a pleasant stay in Azerbaijan.
Thank you so much, Mr. President. President Əliyev, it's great to be back in Baku. This is my first visit to Azerbaijan, to Baku as Secretary General of NATO, but it's not my first visit to Baku because I had the privilege and the honor of coming here several times in the 1990s as Minister of Energy of Norway. I have fond memories of those visits, not least because then I saw the vibrant and the strong energy sector being developed in this country, and it's therefore great to be back, also to have the opportunity to discuss energy security, because energy matters for our security, and I welcome that Azerbaijan is developing closer and closer ties with several NATO allies, and that your country is playing a more and more important role in delivering gas, but also in the future power, electricity, to key NATO allies in Europe, and therefore you play an important role for the resilience of our societies. Also welcome to be here in Baku as Secretary General of NATO, because, as you mentioned, Azerbaijan is a long-time partner of NATO. We have worked together for many years. We appreciate very much your contributions to our KFOR mission in Kosovo, but also, of course, your presence, your contributions to our mission in Afghanistan over many years was extremely important. And you're absolutely right, one of the last troops to leave Afghanistan was actually Azeri troops, because you were responsible for protection of the airport, which was a key task in the evacuation of the NATO presence in Afghanistan. So this demonstrates that our partnership is about political dialogue, but also about practical cooperation, and we welcome that. Then, of course, peace in this region is extremely important for the people, the countries in the region, but it also matters for the Black Sea region and for the North Atlantic security. And therefore, peace and stability is not only important here, but for security more broadly. Armenia and Azerbaijan now have an opportunity to achieve an enduring peace after years of conflict. I appreciate what you say about that you are closer to a peace agreement than ever before, and I can just encourage you to seize this opportunity to reach a lasting peace agreement with Armenia. Then it is also important to highlight that, of course, when you look at the broader region, Ukraine is a Black Sea country. It's a country which is a partner of NATO, and Russia continues to conduct a war aggression against Ukraine. NATO allies are extremely concerned about the consequences of the ongoing war, and NATO allies provide support to Ukraine. I welcome the much needed support also Azerbaijan provides to Ukraine, also when it comes to humanitarian aid, which is much needed, but more support is needed because the situation in Ukraine is extremely difficult. Then I will say that we very much look forward to Azerbaijan hosting the next COP meeting. The climate change matters for security, and therefore it matters for NATO. Climate change is a crisis multiplier, and we see the effects of climate change all over the world, also here in Azerbaijan. And therefore the challenge is that the world needs energy, but at the same time we need to fight global warming. We need to reconcile the need for energy and environment. And not only is Azerbaijan exporting natural gas, but you are also now investing in alternative energies. You updated me on the great potential, also what you do when it comes to building out hydropower, but also wind power and solar power, and also connecting then your power production to the European market. So the COP29 will be an important milestone. It is important for everyone concerned about climate change, but also important for our security because those issues are closely interlinked. So thank you so much for hosting me and my delegation here tonight and tomorrow. I look forward to the meetings and the discussions.